Conflict.
Okay.
Every time she had conflict, she was sick.
Okay.
No more
This is
conflict.
now, Donald, this is your darling sister Constance, your darling sister Madeleine, and your wonderful brother Norman.
Wait.
And we are going to be giving our memories. Are you ready? Here we
Right.
go.
Okay,
Ready, set,
I
go.
remember the 4th of July week. We had maybe $100 bonds that were cashed.
Oh, yes.
So we could go to Lake Massabesic.
Oh,
We would take a bus from Silly Road to the City Hall, transfer, and get to Massabesic Lake in 1 hour. Then we'd walk around the lake and have ice cream cones. We'd get back on the bus and go home. That was
Yeah, but I
number
brought
one
you
day.
to Pineapple.
Wait a minute, it's my memory. And the next day we go to Pine Island Park and have some rides and some more goodies. And the best day was Hampton Beach. Take the bus, go to Hampton Beach. But this particular day, we took the bus and it ended up at Exeter. And they said, this is the last stop. I don't know what you people are doing on the bus, but we don't go anywhere else.
Right.
So there's the 6 of us stranded in Exeter. So we had to get a cab and take us home, and that was the rest of our money for the vacation. And it was only Wednesday.
25 bucks, that's all I
Well,
had in the
what
house.
the heck?
Was
We
I-
got home anyway.
Yes, and I went upstairs and got my money dated to the
And so, that was the best day, anyways.
10 years we didn't have a car.
And then I remember the many rides from Silly Road, the long rides to Chapel Ave. And then we come back, we get to Silly and Maple Street. And we could see Cream Freeze. The 4 of us, we were nice, we had good voices. Norman was sitting in the front, that's why he's so small, because he didn't have much room to move. And Madeline and I and Dawn would fight every time. I want the window seat, I want the window. No, you're not going to have the window, you're going to have the window. Shut up and sit down, it's not your turn. So we did manage to survive those beautiful days.
I'm glad I wasn't there then.
So we sat, we want ice cream, we
We want ice cream, we want ice cream.
And we get our 10-cent cones and be all happy.
Did that every
Go
time.
back home up the hill. Let me see, I have to have these notes. Where am I? I think that's about all I
I
have.
love
this morning.
Buster.
Okay, then the thing that I notice is when the happiest times is when one of her grandchildren calls or visits and goes, "Hi, ma'am," then you see this big smile and the day is complete. I mean, we can visit, but it's not like the grandchildren because they're all so cute.
And they're perfect.
Yes.
And they're perfect.
They have no faults.
But
They have no faults.
no. But most of all, I remember, a sweet mother of 4 children, taking care of us and other children, the grandmother for 8 years, the father, the stepmother, and the husband. And she was always available, and now she's
No wonder
still,
why
She's very dramatic, as you can see.
and now
Gee, no wonder have that.
and she's still always available for all of us. Very hard footsteps to follow. That's it.
Oh, you're on.
I'm the
My
youngest,
turn.
I'll go last.
Yeah, he goes last. Well, my memories are all sort of things that I learned, and they started out. One very nice thing that I remember when I was probably 6 or 7, and my mother used to make our winter coats, and she had made me a beautiful blue coat with a little hat that was like a navy hat, and it was all trimmed in lamb wool, and it was just gorgeous. And I just thought that was the best thing ever. And then we had, in one room, which is now her bedroom, that used to be like our workroom, our playroom. And in that room, we all learned how to knit, and we would knit headbands. And we would wear those to school and think we were really great, beautiful. And then the other thing is she showed us how to crochet. And then we also learned how to cross-stitch. And she used to buy us these little, I think they were napkins or bureau scarves or something, but we used to do a little cross-stitching. And then the other thing she taught us one time, and again, we were really little, so it was right after the war or during the war, and we used to cut these woolen blankets. I think that my godmother, Aunt Isabel, sent over. We used to cut them in squares, and she'd give us a pattern, and she'd say, "Okay, now everybody, here are these little things, and I want you to cut squares. And then she would take these squares, and she would put them all together and make quilts for our beds. So everything that she did, she canned all of our food, vegetables, fruits, and she, pardon me? String beans. I don't like string beans.
Carrots.
Those are all right. And then she, in addition to canning everything, she showed us all how to do things so that when we got married and had our own family, we knew how to do things with very little. And we enjoyed it, and it was fun. So, Mom, I thank you for all the wonderful things that you taught me. And, the main thing my mother taught me was, she had said, now you remember, you kids, this is when we were having a hard time in school, we didn't want to study. I didn't make it through high school, so you guys are going to graduate from high school. And remember that for your children have to graduate from college. This is a must. And when my mother said this was a must, this is a must. So we did what she told us to do, and we're very grateful. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Baby Norman.
My little baby.
I'm the youngest, so I don't
Tell
remember.
them about the rooster that you used to teach that
Never
rooster.
mind, it's his
It's,
memory.
you know, wait a minute now. My mother wants to tell the story of my life.
She's qualified.
Well, yes, but I mean, I forgot. But there is one thing I remember. You have to picture an 8-year-old boy looking at the antics of his mother and father. And why I always remember this, I don't know, but it really was, I thought it was funny. And it was on 8 years ago now, a little boy, his father's in the kitchen making popcorn, his mother's in the living room sitting down. And he gets done, he brings all the popcorn out, and they're watching, I think it was Imogene Coca and
Sid Caesar?
Sid Caesar on the shows or something like that. And my father brings the popcorn and he puts it all down, and she says, Neri, she says, you want to go blow out the light? My father puts down his popcorn, goes into the kitchen, he looks at the light, pulls out the chair, he gets up on a chair, and he goes, and then you turn around, and you saw look at my mom, she goes, Mochi food. I never forgot that.
Thank you very much. Okay, that's it for the children.
Is that it? That's the
it.
one memory?
Y'all don't have any more?
That's it.
Oh, we want to hear more. Keep going.
I don't want to talk about the rooster.
Go ahead. Talk about the rooster.
Yeah, but how about your sister and your brother holding you upside
The cat in the hen house, Norman.
Well, this is, I was abused as a child. Well, my sisters, you see, my sisters used to pick on me constantly. Well, because they wanted me to wash, and I just didn't want to wash, So they chased me around the house.
That's where Buster gets that from.
And we did. We carried him upstairs, and we wanted to put him in the bathtub, and we couldn't do it. And we were 3 of us, and we couldn't get him in that bathtub.
Dad.
You remember that, Donald? No, I guess I picked on a rooster, so I couldn't go out of the house because every time I did, the rooster would chase me and try to get my eyes, you see. So I was very, very glad when my father decided to kill the rooster. It was a good-eating rooster, too. I really didn't like him.
Hey, how's about the cat in the hen house?
Well, this is Madeline is the one that, well, okay.
Well, I do declare, here I am again.
Well, you saved my life.
Oh, I do. Oh, that's okay.
Well, you laughed the hardest, I think. I'm not sure. So anyway, I goes into my little playroom, was in the chicken coop. I'll convert it over and all stuff here. So I go into the chicken coop, open the door, and all of a sudden I heard, I was petrified. And I went running home. I said, Mama, some wild animals in the chicken coop, right? So they come up, my mother and Madeleine. I don't know where Connie was.
Probably running.
I think she was out in the field with the spiders. So Madeline goes in, she opens the door, and who comes walking out but the damn little yellow cat? And they laughed and laughed and laughed at Norman. Oh boy, he was so scared and all that stuff. And I was so mad. Being beaten by a 4-legged little cat. It was terrible.
We did
No,
have
my
a
baby
cat.
was running after a mouse when he heard it. And by the time I came out, well, the cat maybe had the mouse and he
I was embarrassed.
I know.
Norman and I had a very, very frightening experience. We were very little and we were coming home from school, and we wanted to take a shortcut through the field, which means from Porter Street to Silly Road. So it's quite a shortcut if you can do it. And it was at the time of the year when all the black spiders are out, the black and yellow spiders. And I want you to know that they are everywhere. Well, we did not think about that. So we proceeded to come across the field, and lo and behold, there was a black and yellow spider. There was a black and yellow spider. There was a black and yellow spider. Oh my God, we're surrounded by these spiders. Oh, well, we got so frightened that we both said, the heck with this, and we ran back where we came from, and we went around the other way. I don't think I'd ever gotten so frightened in all my life of black spiders, and I still hated them, even when my mother used to say, now, Madeline, you go in the garden and you get the corn. And I say, no, Ma, I don't want to do that, because there are these big yellow and black spiders. Now, you're bigger than they are, so now you go out there and you get the corn. So we went out there and we got the corn. So that's the story.
And you remember the little wagon, and you fill up the corn, you will sell the corn. 13 dozen for
13
$1,
ears of
I think.
corn for $1. Donald used to do that too.
Yeah, I did too.
And
Cucumbers.
cucumbers and tomatoes. Yes.
Do you remember when we each had to take our turn in the wintertime to go outside to the chicken coop to get our eggs for breakfast?
Oh, no, I don't
You
remember
do remember that? Oh, yes, because
Yeah,
I used to try and pawn my morning off to one of you two. Because I didn't like to go in the chicken coop.